Alrighty, Aleck Bourbon Adventure for the GBA. This is your boy RPG Fans Only show here. We are back with another lovely adventure of gameplay and talk here. So, yeah, I guess I'll get a little bit in depth about the game, talk a little bit about it. Um, yeah, so one thing I do know about Aleck Bourbon Adventure is that it is a Japan exclusive action platformer in the likes of being the first of its kind, um, of its time for that matter, actually spawning a genre of these type of games, which are more notable, like Doodle Jump and those type of games where you kind of just jump platforms and go upwards, if you know what I mean. So this game kind of started a little genre of its own. So this game has two parts, namely Tower and Shaft. They are actually two different areas, not two different areas, two different game modes, but they're based around the same concepts. And the game is basically a definitive. Tower mode is basically a definitive doodle jump mode where you just go from left from right, trying to get to the next highest platform. And like I said, doodle jump didn't exist around the time this game came out, so this was one of the first games to actually do something with that. And there's a little Easter egg right there. I was just waiting on that. Um, so now I can start the game. There are a few modes here. This is options. Forget. I think this is extras or some shit like that. This is the gallery. Okay. This is the shop. We don't have any money to buy anything, so we'll just talk to this guy and kicked out. Yeah. Everybody in the shop is ugly as fuck. So yeah, this is also a one button masher game. So we're only going to be using one button the entire game. Um, but there's a notable difference about this game and Doodle Jump games, and that is the fact that basically you need to there you have you have a meter. Okay, you basically have this type of meter, and instead of you just tapping to jump, you have to charge this meter in order to jump. We'll talk about it later when we get into the gameplay. I do have a couple of goals and objectives on the right hand side that I want you guys to look at because I'll be following these. Um, so yeah, I have a certain amount of continues and stuff of that matter. And I'm about to actually write down some of these rules really quickly. I didn't talk about the other mode. Um, so this is oh the fuck. Okay, so this would be like another tower mode. So every time you enter one of these modes, you have a character select screen. These characters are all ugly as fuck, but you interact with these players in throughout the story progress of the game. So this one's more of a I'll just show this off. This is more of like a mini game version. So there's tower and shaft, the only two open ones. I'm not gonna play this one. Instead, I'm going to go with the story mode. This option right here is for multiplayer or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't exactly know. But this is the definitive story mode here. One thing I forgot to mention about the shaft mode is the shaft mode is basically the same thing as the tower mode, only you have a little bit more free movement. And basically, the goal is just not to fall at the bottom of the pit. And so yeah, if you can stay alive long enough to play this game, then you'll do just fine. But I'm actually gonna write down some notes here. Let me see. I just wrote down some notes. I have no idea what I just did. Did I just rip them out the page? Hold up. keep a little notebook with me. No. That's really weird. Alrighty. So now we can actually start the game. I've gone through some stuff. So here is we'll go with Alex Bordon, of course, because the game is named after him. All the characters kind of look alike, though they all have these little weird animation sprites that differ them. So most people would probably go with Tower. I would go with Shaft, but I'm gonna go with Tower because that's the more definitive doodle jump version. But like I said, I will split this off into two versions, two parts actually. I think I'll play a little bit of this Tower version, and then we'll leave the minigame version alone. It's basically the same thing as this, but some added features that I don't think is worth talking about. So we're gonna hop into Tower. Like I said, this is a one button only game. There are multiple stages. I think there are about 6 or 7. I think my third run. I think the third one gotten beat both Tower and Shaft and was barely on the mini games. But I know that this game is extremely hard. This game is really all about knowing where platforms are in relation to being under you, and basically knowing when to jump. As you can see, we got a few things to notice here. Is that there is a charge meter, and this is what you use to basically jump instead of the normal tap that most people are used to. So you have to hold the A button in order to charge up your supposed jump meter is what they want to call it. And like I said, you have to know where platforms are in correlation to being underneath you, because that will help you sometimes from falling basically into the end, because there obviously is a pit below you and you don't want to fall down into there. There are items to collect that will give you basic power-ups. Um, Basic power-ups such as I think is there's a jump boost. I know there's a jump boost. There's definitely like a turtle boost that makes you kind of jump a little bit stronger. Um, a few other things I know that are definitely in the game, but like I said, it's all about knowing in relation to where things are beneath you and knowing when to jump, because all these, every time you fall down from a platform, your jump meter gets reset, and so you kind of have to know when to use your jump meter to, or just let him kind of scroll to the left or right, or it's really about placement, really. So it adds little features that's Doodle Jump nowadays, or games similar to Doodle Jump don't really have. And so this game has something unique going for itself that spawned a genre of its own. So I really do feel like this game is pretty cool. It does have, like I said, cutscenes and where you interact with other party members. These are honestly all right. I never really got into them, but it's just how it is. And so, anyways, yeah, this game is pretty cool. Now we're on stage 2 here, and every time you enter a new stage, you will notice that the background and the platforming and all of that will be changed. And this is basically like a journey around the world type game, where you'll be meeting different not artifacts, but going to different monumental places. But for overall, the game is pretty. I wouldn't say easy. I wouldn't say hard. It's kind of a medium difficulty. But like I said, I do have a set of rules and shit that I will be playing by that I need to write down so I can remind myself. But yeah, I say a lot. I know I do that a lot. But this game also counts on how fast you can charge your jump meter. So really all about precision timing. It's a kind of a difficult game to get a hang of. Not saying that I got a hang of it, because let me tell you something, I'm still pretty noobish at this game. But I know that I'm not as bad enough to know when I can't play this game and to know when I can. And so right now I'm gonna try to do my best. So like I said, when you drop down um, from a platform, your meter gets reset, and there are numerous. Oh, there goes my first life. There are numerous power ups in the game. Some are positive and some are negative. Um, so my key is just to figure out, not to figure out, but my key is just to make sure that you guys can figure out when's a good time to jump. Because, like I said, even for me, I'm not a pro at this game. This game is extremely hard. It's not a game you can binge play in one sitting. Um, so some negative power ups will slow your jump, make you jump less. Ones like the turtle power up I was talking about make you jump a little bit stronger. The spring makes you jump a little bit higher, I guess. I can't really get in depth about. So yeah, you gotta sometimes do little baby jumps. Yeah, I know they're a little bit tedious at times, but this game is a timing game. And so I gotta acquire focus. There are some platforms that will last for like a few seconds, some that will uplift you. Oh, god damn it. So I do have a couple. I have 3 game. I didn't state the rules, so I won't count this game over as one of them. But I will state the rules now and objectives and goals and all of that. Um, Let me actually sit here and write them down. You do have the option of being able to start right after. So I won't be using. Let me just write down and tell you what's going on, what's going to be happening right now. Okay, so now that I have written down a couple of objectives and stuff, rules and shit like that I was trying to put into the game. Um, okay, so as of goals for this game, I'll put them. They should be on the right. They should already be up because I've already edited the video. But basically, I want to complete each stage under 50 seconds. That would be the plan. Um, I have basically 3 game overs, and don't get them mistaken for me dying, because 3 game overs instead of continues. So that's when the screen says game over, and I got to restart all over. So I have 3 of those, and then I'm just gonna put the game down. I'm not gonna sit here and try to do this for like an hour or so and frustrate myself with trying to beat this game because it does get addicting. Um, and so my real oh, I really thought there was a platform under there. So uh, starting basically now, we have 3 game overs. And, I also will use. I don't want to use save states since it has a quick time continue system. But basically, I want to reach a certain amount of points as well. But also, I want to use at least one save state load, just in case. Just one, guys. I know it's cheating. I know it's not really a playthrough if I'm using cheats and stuff, but save states is great, and I'm gonna use the hell out of them, especially for this game. This game has some most definite frustrating moments. It has its parts. Uh, oh, sometimes if you get too high, the platform below you won't basically account for it. So that's my first game over. Now I need to actually play a little bit more serious. But I'll use one save state load, and I need to complete 6 stages in one sit, one little go. All right. So I mean that's enough talking about this game. Really, I need to focus. I mean, you guys get the premise of the game. Um, I mean, so far, so for this short playthrough, basically, I'm gonna pause here. For this short playthrough, I'm going to split it into 2 parts. Like I said, tower and shaft. Tower first, obviously, will be the first one, and I'll also have a set of goals and rules on the screen, like I said before, and then we'll do shaft next. But without further ado, let's actually get to a little bit more gameplay, because I'm actually struggling here, not paying attention. You don't really need to focus on your charge meter. I know that's what your attention is kind of focusing on. Trust me, it's hard not to. Um, your real focus needs to be on where your footing is and when you need to time your jumps. Because once you kind of divert your attention away, you'll start to lose your rhythm, and eventually you'll start be getting a little bit harder for you to keep up with the actual speed demands of your character, because your character actually moves at a pretty good pace. Every time you jump, he gets like a small little dash boost just for a short second after, and it makes it really hard um, to keep up. So, yeah, I'm doing very poorly. Like I said, I suck ass at this game. I actually got a little bit farther, at least to stage 4, but I guess that was with a different character. So, I don't know how well I'll do with Aleck Bourbon. Not like the characters really do matter, but they do have, I guess, their own little unique traits that would make them uniquely different. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, doing terrible right now. All right, so I'm going to be using my one save state right now, because I literally only will have one continue if I die now. And I want to at least, I have to get to stage 6 in one sit. So that is my goal. This game does tend to lag at times because of you move too quick at points. It happens. Okay, so he's like, oh, I'm tired of this shit. I won't consider that one, that death, I won't consider that death part of the rules and shit. I feel like that one was just a little bit cheap. Make sure not to charge your meter too high to the point where, fuck, man, what the fuck is wrong with me? Okay, I'm using my load save state now. Make sure not to charge your bar too high where it cancels out, because if you do charge it too high, it will cancel itself out. Um, this game has like a kind of like a little Kirby bonus stage thing at the end. Um, you just gotta be lucky enough to get it. So like I said, you gotta know where platforms are beneath you, because that just literally saved my ass there. Oh, but it didn't save me there. I was so close. So at floor 10, that is where floor 10 is where the actual end of the level is. So I'm having troubles actually getting there. Sadly, I can't sadly admitting that. But I'm on my last game over. Although I do commit myself to having one more life. That was actual. That was an accidental forfeit of that life right there. I just used it up. Um, like I said, this game is medium difficulty, kind of hard. I won't lie to you. The game is kind of unresponsive sometimes with the whole holding down and charging the meter, because you can't really gauge. There's not a real good get like. There's really not a good gauge of how hard or how far one of these jumps will take you or what they'll do. So I'm just gonna keep trying it and see how far it'll take me. This game tracks your focus because you do have to focus on two things at a time: your charge meter and what type of platform is in front of you, and how fast you need to press that button in order to get to that next platform safely. And like I said, once you fall off a platform, your meter gets reset. So you have to really be careful. Like right here. You have to really know how to get past second level. It was actually on floor 20. I thought it was on floor 10. I did not beat this objective of beating this under 50 seconds. I apologize. That level was a little bit longer than what I thought. I was trying to speedrun it at first, but fuck it. I'm on my last game over. Already doing bad like the first half. I just played this game like a few minutes ago before recording, and I'm already running into my first few difficulties. Here we go, stage 3. Stage 4 will be a little bit ahead. I think will be the Coliseum. And then I think the one after that is like this type of blue stage. It's kind of like aqua. Like I said, it's all about getting the hang of the game, which I know is easier said than done. But luckily, some levels are a little bit more forgiving than others. But don't let that power rush to your head, because there are still some cheat moments in the game like that. So yeah, I don't know how many floors this one is, but I don't know if we'll actually be able to get to stage 6 with only like one more game over left. But we'll sure as hell try. Ooh, I barely got it like right on the pixel. Oh my god. It's just the nerve of wanting to jump high sometimes and then wanting to jump low at the same time. It's weird. But here we go. All right, it's all about hitting it right on the dot. There you go. A little bit harder than what I actually originally thought. Um, that I've always known that stage 3 was actually a pretty easy level. Never had problems with it, but for the most part, the first two levels, I always, no matter what, found myself dying repeatedly. And so the game should run a little bit smoother now. Oh, I just pressed the fucking load state. Ah, this is the reason why I should not use such things. Wow, I should ban myself from using save states. I think I am. I think no more of that. I think if I just lose in a game, I'm just gonna have to restart. Unless it's like you're far in the game and you're about to literally restart the entire level. Okay, and then in that case, I will use a save state or two because I'm not about to do shit like that. I'm not about to waste almost like fucking millions of hours of progress to start right at the beginning of a game just to be fair to myself. Fuck that. Like that doesn't even sound remotely appetizing. I'm not doing that shit. Um, but I'm just gonna go ahead and redo this. Let me save state here so I don't have to do that again. Fuck that. Oh, now that means now we have to go through Tower 3 all over again. Fuck it. I will leave that for part 2. And yeah, I'll leave that for the second playthrough. I didn't beat any of my objectives, so I think I'm gonna have to raise the bar just a tiny bit higher. But I did gain my points objective, so hope you guys enjoyed.